Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode powered by Hayabusa. It's all about high-level tips to being a good switch hitter. All right, in today's episode, we're talking about high-level tips to be a good switch hitter. Now, with the involvement and the evolution of combat sports, what's happening a lot is you're seeing a lot of fighters these days learning to switch stances, fight in orthodox, go to southpaw, which is great. You see them practicing, there's a lot to learn. So for me, I think it's a very positive thing. But there's a lot of dangerous things that can happen when you're a switch hitter. So the tips today isn't about how you switch your stance, right? You can do front kicks, you can use it with your boxing, you can do back steps. There's so many different ways. But the video is about how can you safely shift, right? Because you're closing distance with a shift, right? How do you do it safely? And then after you attack, how do you move and exit safely? That's the main thing, right? Hit and not get hit with the switch hitting. So let's get into the first thing I want to talk about. And the first thing is going to be understanding your movement and your range. You're going to have to move from both stances. So if you're only practicing movement drills from your orthodox, you're going to have to practice in your southpaw, because after you shift, I'm in southpaw and now someone's attacking. I still have to be able to move my feet effectively from both stances. So that's the first thing. So for example here, Abiel's in orthodox. He's just going to go 1-2 shift right now. He shifts right away. Boom. Now, right here, I'm going to attack. So he's got to be able to move, angle, exit out when he switches stance. So now he's in southpaw. He'll shift again as I'm moving backwards, and then he moves his feet again. So he's always in control of his movement, his footwork after he shifts. The last thing you want to do is shift and be stationary. So if Abiel shifts here and he hits me here, boom, and then he stays there, now, guess what? He's in a southpaw. He's an orthodox fighter. Now he's getting shelled up in southpaw in mid-range. You don't want to be there. So that's why after you shift, have the ability to exit out. So a little way we practice is this, is we practice with a slide out after the shifting 2. So we shift to 2. Boom, he hits and he slides out, okay? Then he comes again as I move backwards. Boom, I go to attack. He slides out. As I'm moving, he uses his shift to close the distance, and then he's galloping his footwork out. Boom, okay? And then from here, eventually, you can do an exit to an angle. That would be higher level, right? 1-2 hit, I pressure, he circles out. Now he's from again, goes in, doesn't matter what stance he's in. He hits, and he circles, right? So his footwork, he's always in control of his stance after he shifts. He does not get stuck, and he doesn't get shelled up, okay? So that's number 1. Now, number 2 is you have to understand the range to shift, right? If Abiel just walks and shifts from me, you see, boom, right? He didn't set me up. I'm loading it up. I'm drawing him in. So he needs to set up the stance switch, okay? So one of the main things for me is to be able to throw something, okay, first, right? So if I know I'm doing a shifting 1-2 for Abiel, for example, he's going to throw a hard 1-2 and stay in orthodox, right? Boom, boom, he hits me here. I didn't like that power, so what's going to happen? I think it's going to happen again. So as he throws the jab, boom, he's shifting to come off, and then look, boom, he found the angle to split my guard. Then if I pressure him, he knows to move, and he goes and he creates his exit, okay? So setting it up. Now, there's different ways to set up the shift. Some of my favorite ways, an easy one, would be a jab low kick. So maybe he goes jab low kick first, sets his slide out, and then he uses this to shift. Boom, good. Then from southpaw, he low kicks again, boom, and then he builds in the shift off of here, slide out. Okay, so we got the footwork and we got the setup to the shift. Now, why that setup is important, right? The shift is only going to work, right? We talk about shifting as that forward step. You can switch stances by back stepping, but if you're going forward, right, and we're going to switch, I can't just walk forward. So I need to see his reaction. So see, now I got a little bit of a movement, and then I can shift off and be able to hit and then exit my feet and move whatever stance I'm in. So setting it up. One of my last setups that I like to use would be with a front kick. I front kick Abiel, I move here, and then boom. See, I can use my rear front kick to build the feint, right? The best feint you can get. If I hit the stomach, boom, you're going to get this reaction. So when I go here, I shift off here, bang, and I can throw an attack. I created an angle, and I'm nice and safe, okay? So setting it up. Now, one of the other points I would make is using feints, right? This kind of works together. So even though I'm punching here, I might feint before I shift, right? The feint is just gonna get me that shell reaction to be able to get my hands up, right? And then to enter safely. The last time I wanna shift is when someone's like this, right? If I see his hands moving, I know he's gonna hit, right? So what I'm gonna build some feints, maybe be here. Once I shell him up, boom, and then I can take my angle. But I need a shell before I can really enter, okay? And then my last point here for effective shifting is to have to understand the footwork and the movement from open stance and same stance, right? So after you shift, right, you have to be aware of what stance and what position you're gonna be in. So if we're orthodox, Abiel shifts, right? 1, 2, hit. He's gotta understand now it's an open stance fight. He just shifted and hit me, so if he circles this way, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna swing. He's gonna walk into my power side. So he needs to be aware that now he's in open stance and he's gonna have to circle the other way. Say he's in open stance now, okay? He starts in open stance, and say he shifts now and he ends up in match stance, right? He's gotta be aware what's good. So he might wanna circle away from my power side. Right? He's going to exit and then create an angle. So when you do the drill, the fluidity of you moving away from power side, I feel, is very important, okay? So we'll do it in sequence of 2 so you can see both sides, right? So we shift off here, 1, 2, boom. Here, I go to attack, he goes out and then circles. Now we're still in open stance. He shifts here. Bang, boom, bang. He hits me, he moves, and he's circling away from my power side. Now what he's going to do, he's going to throw a 1-2 as his setup before he shifts, and then he's going to exit and take an angle. So then you kind of put all of the high-level tips together. So he feints first. Boom, he's feinting. 1-2. Make sure I'm aware. Then I don't like it. He shifts. Boom, I go to attack him. He moves his feet. He feints again. Boom, he throws his 1-2. Boom, yes. Throw the 1-2 first. 1-2, feint again. Boom, shift. Boom, exit, move. Yes, okay? So you can see how everything comes together. You just don't want to walk into somebody and shift. Set them up. Use your feints. Understand that after you shift and shoot, don't just stand there. Create an angle. Exit out. Move away from power side. So these are all the types of little things you need to think about if you're going to be a stance switcher at the highest level. All right? Hopefully this kind of sparked some ideas for you to practice and really drill this concept of stance switching. All right? Again, a whole other video you have forward. But say your opponent's a pressure fighter. You might want to use back steps and angles. So there's a whole university level curriculum for stance switching. Okay? Hope you liked today's episode. Make sure you like and subscribe to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Make sure you support the channel by supporting our sponsors. We have Hayabusa by going to Hayabusa Fight, linked below. Perfect Sports Nutrition. You get 20% off using the code Bazooka20. Make sure you check out their new Hydro Splash and their new Sweat Effect. I've been testing those out and been enjoying them so far. Last but not least, bazookatraining.com, online curriculum taught by me, brand new videos every single week. And in 2024, we're doing live class videos. You'll cut out drills from my classes and you can see the real live teaching of my group and people here in Toronto, Canada, doing the drills, and you can watch them anywhere. The best part, less than $10 a month. All right, like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and we'll see you next time here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, 1, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website's going to give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're going to be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.